Have you ever wondered about those who dream of a better life versus those who create it? Are you waiting to accomplish your dreams and goals? Welcome to Create It Now. With your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth. For the next 60 minutes, we're going to put your dreams into motion and create it now. The phone lines are open at 731-1230. That's 731-1230. Or toll free 1-866-820-5528. That's 1-866-820-KLAV. Now, let's bring on the host and create it now. Here is Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Welcome to the Create It Now radio show, where today we are going to be talking a lot about gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for others. And Jonathan,
yes.
Are you grateful for today?
I am so grateful for today. My life can never be better. And it gets better every second. And we have some amazing guests in the studio today, which I'm really excited about.
Absolutely. Since we have a full day today, I would actually like to bring Bob Golden on right away with us today and just start talking about who Bob is and what he does. He owns the Golden Greeting Inc., which is a personal and business development program delivered through greeting cards and gifts. He has also been married for 43 years to Betty Ann Golden, who is an amazing person also. Absolutely. In studio with us as well. And Bob is passionate about family, music, and life. I mean, what a better place to be and really just be passionate about.
Passion is key and gratitude is key.
Absolutely.
Which is good. And yes.
So, Bob, welcome to the show.
Why, hi, Dawn. Hi, Jonathan. How are you
doing?
Thank you.
Good. So, passionate about family, music, and life. In any order, or are they all equal?
Well, you know what? They are all equal. Because it's really, you can't have one without the other. These passions flow together. Very
nice.
Yes.
I like it. And tell us a little bit about Golden Greeting Inc.
Well, Don, Golden Greetings Inc., as you mentioned, is a personal development program on a personal level and also on a business level. And one of the things that we believe in life, everything's based on relationships. And the key part of a life and business, both, which I believe is one of the same, is developing relationships. And what a better way to develop relationships is to let people know how grateful you are for them. A simple thank you, I love you, I appreciate you. All these things we don't get a chance to hear enough of. And so when we deliver it with a greeting card and sometimes include a gift with it, it lets people know that they're very special. And
Yeah, they're actually really nice cards. Bob sent me one, and it was really nice. It was very special to go in the mailbox and you actually get a card.
Right? Instead of
an
bills
email.
and junk mail.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, I send all the bills to you.
Nice. Yeah, just having something to hold in your hand. Yeah, whenever it's somebody's birthday and they receive a card, they want to show everybody. So imagine getting that when it's not necessarily a special occasion, just to say thank you.
And you don't throw them away. Like when Bob sent me his card, I would never throw that away.
Yes.
Like an email, it's so much easier to delete. But like with a card, you don't. You hold on to it, you cherish it. If you're ever in a funk or a bad mood, you just look at it and just go well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I like to share with you something that was really kind of unplanned. One of the things that we also believe is to act upon our promptings. And a prompting is a thought that you have that somebody pops into your mind, some things that you should do, but we get busy and we forget about them. And so this gives us a way that we can act upon our promptings. And one way we're able to do that is through easy to creating the card right on our computer, but yet our company in Salt Lake City send out cards. They are the facilitators of that and fulfillment center. They print stuff and stamp that card and put it in the mail, and it shows up in someone's mailbox. And my Aunt Ann one day popped into my mind. This was a few years ago. And the cool part about this is that she was a mentor to me pretty much all my life as growing up, and I really admired her success. And she was really a really driving force and a bright light in my life in growing up, along with my parents. And I've been out of touch with her for a few years, and her name came into my head, and next thing I know, I created a card, and I'll just kind of paraphrase the card a little bit. I said, Ann, I just want to let you know how much I love and appreciate you. You have been a mentor to me, and just want to let you know I am who I am today because of you. I am truly grateful for you. I am within gratitude of you. I love you, Bobby. And of course, I included a little picture in the card with her. So about a week later, I get a phone call, and she's in tears on the phone. And I said, Ann, are you okay? And she says, it's your card. And I go, why, didn't you like it? Because I want to put a little humor in there, because I hear this woman sobbing on the other line, and the next thing you know, she says, no, it's your card. I have to share something with you. And I said, what's that? She goes, I've been in a deep state of a really deep state of
Expression
of depression. Exactly. I have to excuse me, because I do get choked up a little bit about this when I tell the story. But I've been really depressed, and really thinking, was my life really worth? Because she's in her late 80s, and she says, was my life really? Did I really make any difference with anybody? And when I got your card, I realized that my life was well worth everything and more. And she says, I will always have that card with me. And any time that I get a doubt, I will refer to your card.
Wow.
Nice.
Having that written down, that powerful feeling behind that, being able to see it. When we say it to somebody, they hear it once. But when they can keep reading it in the card, they'll be able to read it over and over.
Well, I believe when...
I said card.
Oh, they said card.
Yeah, I believe when we read... we're not only reading with our eyes and our mind, but we're also interpreting it with our heart. Mm-hmm. And that really makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
It's the feel and touch of it as well.
Well, no question, because it isn't a verbal word that disappears in the ether. Right here, I'm kind of holding one up right now. So that I received from somebody. So
nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the importance in, when we're talking about building these relationships, having it written in hand, as opposed to, do you think it's easier or to get your message across when it's written like that?
Well, there's no question, because a lot of times we can say things in a written word that we can't verbally. There's a lot of people that have a hard time expressing verbally how they feel, good, bad, or indifferent. But when you're able to put it in print, it's a whole different interpretation and meaning. But one of the cool things about putting it in print, and you're able to get it down, it's a great way to express yourself. And the reason why most people don't, because they don't have an easy system to be able to do that with. They got to think about it, go to the store, try to find a card, and they're never going to find what they're really looking for. And here we're able to, with Golden Greetings, able to create a card in our own look and feel, and be able to express that in the way we want.
And be able to personalize it.
You bet.
And I think what's important about the personalizing of the card is sometimes when we send out texts or emails, we do it so fast. Some of the things that come across is not exactly what we said or what we meant to say, or we reacted.
Yeah.
With this, you'll read it over and over and over and be like, oh, okay. So this way, when you send when you send a text or an email and says, sorry about my typos, it's already written there. That's in my signature. Sorry about these typos. It's already in there. But I don't have to do that, because with a card, I would actually read it over and over and make sure, it
take
says
more
everything I
time
wanted
with
to.
it.
Yeah.
Take more time on the side of creating it, so that the person receiving it, they can feel that.
Well, and something that I've noticed, I've referred and looked back at some of the cards that I've sent, and it surprised me that I said, wow, did I write that? That's really good. And so it does. It gives a way that you can express yourself coming from a point of gratitude, of love, of appreciation. And it's amazing what comes out of us in those states.
So you help other people be able to create this type of system for themselves?
Yes, I do. We have this complete system, and we're here to help share a really easy, simple way to be able to do that. And especially with the holidays coming up, oh goodness.
Right.
And, it's very easy to, you can use this not just for gratitude, but you can use this for, as you said, Dawn, birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, any of the holidays. So.
Love, absolutely. Yeah, and I can also see, too, with businesses using it, if you have a client base, to use it as really showing that you care about them and you're thinking about them, not only when they're purchasing from you or using your service.
Which is really important.
Yeah.
I think so.
So is it a good business tool as well?
It's an excellent business tool because, again, I believe business is all built upon relationships. And the old saying, build it and they will come, well, that's not true anymore. And since the invention of the internet and the way business and the economy is today, we need to hug the people that are doing business with us. We need to let them know that they are special in our life, and this is a great way to reach out and develop that relationship, which in turn develops loyalty, and also develops the best process of advertising, and that is word of mouth.
Very nice. I like that. I think it's a great follow-up type of idea where a lot of people, especially in business, don't follow up with people. They say, hey, I'll give you a call or I'll send you an email, but it's so easy not to do. So having a system that you can put that in place and kind of do it for you as well.
Well, especially when it reminds you.
That's what I need. Reminder.
Exactly.
Thank you. I like that. Yes. So, Bob, you also brought a friend with you today, and when we come back from our break, we would love to bring him on as well if he's ready to get on the mic. I think he might be a little shy when it comes to microphones. I'm not so sure yet.
Alas, my love has come along.
Oh, very nice. I can't wait. I'm just kidding. I don't think he's shy, and you will find out why when we come back from our break. So if you want to join the conversation, find us on Facebook or Twitter at Dream It, Create It. You can also find us at the website www.createitnowmedia.com, and we will be right back.
This is Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Those of you that are listening, I encourage you to listen to Create It Now because it will teach you how to live full and die empty, how to begin to manifest your greatness and make your mark.
Join the conversation with the Create It Now radio team every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on KLAV AM 1230.
Find us now at www.createitnowmedia.com.
Hey, it's Roxy from the 702 Rock Show, right here at VegasAllNetRadio.com. Listen to my show every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. to hear about local artists, musicians, fashion designers, and more right here in Las Vegas. So tune in every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. to hear me, Michelle Roxy Davis, right here at VANR on the 702 Rock Show.
Welcome back to Create It Now. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. If you are just tuning in, we are speaking with Bob Golden of Golden Greetings, Inc. about really relationship building and business and life is all about relationships. And Bob also brought a friend with him today, and I'm going to let Bob take over.
Actually, he brought two friends, though. He should
I know.
introduce his lovely
he
wife.
has an entourage today.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to let Bob go ahead and give us an intro into our next guest.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm honored to have this guest with me today. He's one, if not my best friend. And, it's amazing. I'll let Mr. Paul Shortino kind of tell us how we met. Yeah, exactly. But, Paul is not only an incredibly talented musician and singer, but Paul is also an incredible person. And he emulates love, appreciation, gratitude, and everything that he does, including his craft of singing. But, the coolest part, with Paul is somebody that played Duke fame and in
Spinal Tap, yep. and been in rock bands and
Rough Cut
and Quiet Riot and
Cobra.
King
Nice.
Cobra got a current record out, and currently rocking at the Las Vegas LVH Hotel and Casino in Elvis's showroom called Raiding the Rock Vault.
Nice.
Yes.
Excellent show.
Talking
We've
about
seen
my
it.
generation.
Nice.
And when I grow up, I want Paul's voice.
I do too.
I'll tell you how I met Bob was awesome. I got a call from Murray Salchuk with another beautiful human being and his beautiful wife, Chloe Crawford. And they were having a late night with some friends and having some wine. So we get a call about 10:30 at night. And I had met Murray previous, and we kind of hit it off. And he said, would you like to come on over and join us? We have some friends here from California that know you, and would you come on over and meet some other friends and have some wine? And we said, sure. It's kind of late, but that's all right. What the heck? So make a long story in this, we walked in, and me and Bob hit it off right off the bat. We sat down, had a glass of white wine, and we started talking about The Secret, The Law of Attraction by Rhonda Byrne. And the next thing I know, he's turning me on to the book, The Power and the Magic. And let me tell you, after seeing The Secret, another friend of mine, Scott Gordon, turned me on to that. It actually was a DVD sitting in my house for about 3 months, and I finally turned it on, put it in the DVD player, and watched it, and it changed my life. And when I met Bob, the law of attraction and everything is made with love, and you have to receive it with gratitude. The power in life is love. So the more that we love everything, the more love we're going to get back.
Absolutely.
And when I was doing the sizzle and preparing the show for the Raiding the Rock Vault in Los Angeles, we drove down there, and I just started reading The Power that Bob had turned me on to. And me and my wife Carmen were so honored to be invited to their Christmas party that year as well. But before we went to their Christmas party, we were in L.A. to shoot this Raiding the Rock Vault that we didn't know really anything about. So I started reading The Power after I met Bob, and it started changing my life. I started putting down what I wanted in life and put it up. And I wanted to be healthier. I wanted a show in Las Vegas. I wanted to, to see the name of the show on billboards, magazines. Well, it didn't even do that. It actually went further. We've got buses with our figures on it. We've got tables in the hotel on the 21 tables with our figures on it. This Raiding the Rock Vault has changed my whole life, and a lot of that I owe to my friend Bob Golden, because he enlightened me into opening a whole other world. And the simplest things, like being in L.A., trying to get to downtown L.A. from Valencia in 35 minutes, and my mother having surgery, and I have to go to a rehearsal before we do this show on Raiding the Rock Vault at the Mayan Theater in downtown L.A.
Love the Mayan.
So I'm driving on the freeway, and I'm loving the traffic. I'm loving my Cadillac. I'm loving the guy who just cut me off. Honey, look up those digits, because Bob turned us on to Doreen Virtue, the angels speak to us in triple digits, which continuously keeps me grounded and monitors my thought, because everything in our life starts with a thought. That's where creation starts. And so I got to the gig early. I'm in traffic, and because I'm loving the traffic, the gridlock, the guy cutting me off, I got 222 in front of me, 111, monitor your thoughts. Okay, I'm loving you, I'm loving you, I'm loving the potholes. I'm loving everything. I get down there, and I'm early. I'm 10 minutes early to the Mayan Theater, which is, it was a miracle, really, because it takes you 35 minutes with no traffic. I mean,
Exactly.
it was bumper to bumper.
You were creating your own magic.
Exactly. And I turned my son on to the Power, and he's read it like 9 times, and it's changed his life. I started reading the magic, and it's a little tougher to do the process. You find yourself, I've gotten to chapter 7. Well, now I got to go back 3 chapters because I missed my next exercise. Basically, it's reprogramming the way we think in life. And the more grateful we are, the more blessed we are. And I can't tell you, if you saw me a year ago or 2 years ago and saw me now, I'm a different person. And the books and the people that I've attracted, because when I first moved here to Las Vegas, I had attracted everybody who was depending on me to do everything.
Right.
And it's the law of attraction. I was carrying everybody else's weight, and all of a sudden I said, you know what? I'm going to stop this. I'm going to change and be more grateful and look at everything in a different light, in a different light of love. And all of a sudden, everything started coming my way, meeting the right people. You attract. It's totally, we're magnets. We attract whatever we put out there.
You know, Paul, and to all the listeners, I'd like to share a little thought and process and belief that I have, and that is that everything is energy, and the universe processes this energy. And the universe does not know if this energy is negative or positive. So whatever we give out, may it be through an action, may it be through a thought, may it be through a voice, whatever it may be that we're doing, that we're projecting from us, either positive or negative, again, the universe doesn't know the difference. It gives it back to us tenfold.
That's right.
So if we start to think negatively, or if we start to think that, I can't do that, the universe says, okay, well, great, we'll just give it back to you so you can't do it.
Exactly.
But if we make that decision to change our thinking, that mindset, that makes a whole world of difference. And we're experiencing it. And one of the things that Paul and I have been doing together is our I am statements. And those are very powerful statements that we put out into the universe so it brings it into a current state. It isn't that I wish or I want, but is I am. Mm-hmm. I am successful in what I'm doing. I am successful in my passion for life. I am in love with my wife. I am love. Whatever it may be, I am.
Mm-hmm. And it comes back. It's a boomerang. Whatever you put out there, it comes back.
It will come
Every
back.
night I imagine the LVH completely packed.
Right.
And every night
It's completely
it
packed.
gets
Yeah.
more packed.
Nice.
And everybody, it's interesting, it's like a rock concert. And it's everybody and going to church or whatever, everybody's on the same wavelength. There's an energy that's undeniable. When you go to church, the reason why people go to church, it's a gathering of people on the same, they're there for the same reason, to give honor and praise to the energy that created us.
Right.
Yes.
Because we're just a light as well. We came into this world as a light, and we're just a bunch of molecules and things. And what's incredible about the Golden Greetings cards the whole idea is, it's just you have to think. What's interesting about life is when you think and write something down, you're put more into it because you think about what you're saying before you say it. It's easy to say something and hurt someone or compliment someone, but to put some thought into what you're saying before you say it, and you write it down and you send it to it means more. That's why cards mean so much when people give gifts and they put a card in there. Or even when you have a grandchild that makes you a card out of something, because that's even more special than when you buy something that's pre-written.
Yeah.
So I believe, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional, but it's all about love. Life is all about love. And that is the power in life. And to be more grateful we are, the more that we will get. Matthew said that those who have an abundance shall have an abundance. And he or she who does not have an abundance will not have an abundance and will have things taken from them. Well, it took us 2,000 years to put gratitude in there. He or she who has an abundance of gratitude will receive an abundance.
Right.
Absolutely.
And he or she who does not have an abundance of gratitude will have things taken from them. So it's the cards are an unbelievable thing, and trust me, the listeners out there, you get on this kind of a program, you're going to see things change for you overnight. It's an amazing process.
And,
Absolutely.
one of the things that Betty Ann and I are all about is acronyms. And so for tonight's call, I wanted to create an acronym for gratitude. An acronym for gratitude is genuine respect, allowing true, intentional thoughts, immediately defining emotions.
Wow. Very powerful.
That's heavy.
I have a quick question
That's
for
absolutely.
Paul. So you went through this journey and everything, and I think it's amazing, and I'm glad you got choked up, because that's what this show is all about, is about change and teaching people and showing everybody it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to have passion about something. So when you finally learned to receive, is that when the world changed for you? As much as giving, but to receive the positiveness?
What's interesting is that I was raised a Catholic. Okay, I went to church every day. Then on Sunday, we went to church as a family. My first class in school was religion class, so it was like pounded into me. And Catholics are taught that we haven't suffered enough.
It's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
When I got turned on to The Secret was from a friend of mine, a Jewish friend of mine, and he says, you know what, Paul, you need to look outside the box. Check this out. Well, what The Secret was saying, ask, believe, and you will receive. Well, it says it all through the good book. Ask, believe, and you receive. So you don't really have to plan your life out. You just have to believe that whatever you write up so you can see it on a daily basis, whatever you want, the intent has to be good. And one thing that Bob brought to my attention on my wish list was I had up there, want to be healthy, want to lose weight, I want a big stage, I want health insurance. Well, I'm getting health insurance. That's not going to be Obamacare, but I'm getting my own insurance. I just wanted to be healthier. All these things came true because I started believing in them, because it starts at the thought process. And you guys have a break, I know, coming up. But he actually changed my little thing on there. I said, I want the ability to help others financially in anything that they wanted to do. And he was over there doing a session with me, with John Sebastian, and he says, Paul, can you mind if I change this little thing here? And he says, I want to put help others, help others, help others. So it's basically the life of basically to pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, live by that.
Yeah, and it's the power of the words of how you see it and read it that can help.
But your
change.
intention has to be
Right.
a good
has
intent.
to be with it.
But you also
Absolutely.
have to take action. You know, you could want
Faith
and
is
want
not
and
good
want
without action.
Exactly, because a lot of people could sit there and go, "I want all this to happen," but without taking action to make it happen.
Yes, you have to reach out to help others to be helped to come
Yeah,
back.
absolutely.
Yes. And when we come back from our break, let's go into the action side of it, being grateful and taking action with that. You are listening to the Create It Now radio show. Don't forget to find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Dream It, Create It. And check out the website, www.createitnowmedia.com. And we will be right back.
Hi, everyone. This is New Media Vegas, your Sin City webmasters in Las Vegas, Nevada.
More than just web design, complete integrated marketing with inspired innovations in delivery of your new media message, putting the groove and the backbeat back in your brand.
The hottest in design trends with the latest innovations in marketing techniques. Call New Media Vegas at 702-517-0184.
Or visit us online at www.newmediavegas.com. Don't forget to check out our online magazine, Sin City Presents, featuring business, technology, fashion, dining, and entertainment news.
702-517-0184. 702-517-0184.
Hey, this is Danny Vegas, and let me tell you something. When you're ready to stop dreaming and start doing, you need to tune in to my friends at Create It Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I said, quit dreaming and start doing.
We're blowing it out at Gene Woods Racing Experience, Las Vegas's newest premier outdoor adrenaline-powered gasoline go-karting track with speeds in excess of 45 miles per hour if you've got the balls. We've got 2-for-1 Tuesdays, buy one and your friend rides free. We've got $5 off coupons, and remember, on your birthday, members ride free. And they get a free Gene Woods Racing Experience t-shirt, open Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. till 11. Saturday and Sunday, noon till 11. And we're located at 121 East Sunset Road in Las Vegas Boulevard at the Sports Center across from McCarran Airport. Come blow the doors off your competition at Gene Woods Racing Experience. Once you race here, you won't go anywhere else. Be there. Be there.
Create It Now. Continues. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
You are listening to the Create It Now radio show, and if you are just tuning in, we are talking about gratitude with Bob Golding and Paul Shortino. And a little bit earlier, Bob, you had mentioned I am statements. And I want to touch a little bit more on that so our listeners understand what they are. And I have learned them to be affirmations. They are I am statements to put them in the present so that we can start believing in ourselves and believing and seeing what it is that we want. And I just want to see if that was kind of on the same page with you. So when we're creating I am statements, what are some tools or how can we create these statements so that they're useful and beneficial to us?
Well, you know, Don, you said that absolutely perfectly. And I am statements put you into a current state. And that's where you want to be. Because if you're always wishing for something, the universe is going to say, okay, well, great, keep wishing because we'll just keep allowing you to wish. But you need to take, and it's funny because Jonathan said about taking action. And I think that first part of taking action is changing all of these things. And again, it's the mindset, which Paul said, bringing everything together in a current state of where you are right now. And so when you go to say, listen, I want to be healthier, well, you can change that statement to where I am feeling great. I am feeling amazing. I am feeling fit for life. Whatever it may be, is you put that in that current state.
Because we're only living in the current state. You can't change tomorrow or change the past.
That's right.
So you're living it now. So it's all a mental reprogramming.
As in, create it now.
Create it now.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Shameless plug
if
from
you
Bob.
want, you got to put up the body you want, if that's the case, and seeing it and believing it. It's all believing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there is no question about believing, because what happens is we believe with our mind, but we know with our heart. And there's where that translation goes to. We first need to believe it, and then we end up knowing it.
Yeah. And sometimes, too, it goes along with you may not know how it's going to happen, but if you believe it and trust in it, the how will show up.
Well, you know what?
I'm a perfect example of it, because I wrote down what I wanted. I believed it, and it manifested. But the more grateful I was for everything, and when I started reading the magic, just being grateful for your feet and your legs, your hands and your arms. We take all of that stuff for granted. And the more grateful we are and the more in depth of gratitude we get, the more we get blessed, the more things that are given to us and come to us. It's handed to you. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about gratitude, love, and appreciation, but truly believe that the of what you appreciate appreciates. So the more you appreciate it, the more it appreciates. But there is a little secret with I am statements, because you can say I ams all you want.
Right.
Share with us.
But there is a little secret to them. And that is, when you say I am statements, you need to be passionate about that statement. You need to be passionate. You need to feel it. And when you do, then the next step of it is you're imagining it. And then thirdly, now you're living it.
But you have to believe it as
Absolutely.
well. You have to be fully aware, conscious of it.
You have to imagine it.
Yes.
What happens is, as we get older, when we were children, we had imaginary friends. We played, and stuff came about.
Mm-hmm.
And as we got older, we get
lose
into a system and a routine, and our imagination seems to
go away.
We stop imagining as much as we did when we were kids. So basically, it's really coming back to being a child and imagining whatever you want can happen.
Right.
And it will happen.
But then you also have to live it. It's like, I want to be in the best shape of my life, and then go order a double cheeseburger. You know what I mean?
True.
So
you have to
live.
Yes, you have to. You have to have a life change. When you want to lose weight, you can't go to the gym, work out, and then go to the bar and then get sloshed and go out and eat. You have to make life changes to keep things off. I know friends that have went out and they've lost. I lost 20 pounds, and then in 2 weeks, a month later, they gained it back plus some, because they did some crazy diet. You have to make a life change and stick with whatever your life change is. If it's keeping sugar or gluten out of your diet, then you keep it out of your diet.
No, absolutely agreed. And one thing I have to say is, you're doing your show now, and that's something you really dreamed about and wanted to do. But I'm sure there's disciplines and stuff you had to do. It wasn't just like go on stage, be done. You had to probably vocalize, work
every
at
day,
it, get in shape,
every day,
get healthy.
I only walk. At my age, I only walk now, and which is good, and do some bungee stuff. But the main thing is my wife, we walked off over 40-some pounds, which was amazing. Our dogs basically walked us. But we changed the way we ate. I said, Asians seem to have a problem with weight. So she started looking into protein noodles that we'd have with pasta, making homemade pasta, going out and eating less fast food and eating at home. And basically, I can't eat after 2:30 every day. I got a show. Right. So it affects my, so that's part of my discipline, and then I can eat a little something after the show. But there's disciplines that you have to do, and reprogramming your mind, even with some of the self-help books, it's an amazing process. Like Bob turned me on to the triple digits, monitoring my thoughts, or be more. I see 111. Okay, that means monitor. I'm almost got to memorize. I go to Doreen Virtue's website on my phone, but 222. The seeds are beginning to sprout. It's just more. It grounds me. The angels want you to monitor your thoughts. So maybe I'm thinking things that I shouldn't be thinking, and then I immediately see 111 on the clock. It's 111. Okay, I look it up. Oh, I need to monitor my thoughts. What am I thinking? I can change these, because, like Bob was saying, the universe doesn't see it as a negative or positive. It sees it as a neutral sign. So we can always change our thoughts, but we need to believe and follow our heart. With our thoughts, and have good intentions in everything that we do in life.
Absolutely. Have you guys ever heard of the 4 Agreements, the book?
Yes.
Do you guys know that? Have you heard
No,
of that?
no.
All right. Have you? Have you read it? It's an amazing book. I just want to tell you the 4 agreements, which I think goes along with this. It's an amazing, amazing book. It's a simple read. I used to give away about 20, 30 copies a year. It's just like a great book to give away. And it goes with, I believe, the taking action now and the manifesting. But number 1 is be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Don't take anything possible. Don't take anything personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. And number 4, always do your best. And it's a great book, and it breaks down everything, but a lot of things about don't take it personally. It's just their image.
Do you know, I wanted to say something about that, don't take it personally. Remember when we were kids, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. You know, we've become a society that everything, kind of hurts somebody's feelings. I mean, now they're talking about changing the Redskins, and where the Redskins came from, believe it or not, was 300 years ago. The colonials, the Indians painted red paint on their face. It wasn't their color of their skin. It was their war paint was red.
Yep.
So they called them Redskins. But it's just, we've become a society so politically correct, and we're offending. I mean, you kick somebody off of Facebook these days and they're so offended.
Right? Yeah. Unfriend them and they get mad.
Oh, it's amazing. So yes, we should not take things personally in life.
Well, one of the things is like Les Brown, the speaker, one of my mentors, his biggest thing is if somebody says one negative thing to you, it takes 17 positive things to reinforce and make it a positive outlook. So one negative thing could really make that much of a difference in your life, and you need 17 different from different people to make change, to believe in yourself again.
Well, let me say this to you, Jonathan. So this way, when people go to bed at night, they're watching the news.
Yeah.
Well, needless to say, they go to bed with all this negativity in them. Just manifests over and over a period of time. It's pretty amazing that if you just cut that out of your diet, so to speak, out of your mental diet, it's amazing.
And all kinds of negative words, depression. Stress. These are words that our society have created. Because Moses wasn't running around going, I'm really stressed.
Well, it's really all about being in a state of gratitude. And when you're in a state of gratitude, it puts you into happiness.
Yes, certainly.
And I kind of wrote down a little saying on happiness, a little story. And so I can go to happiness anytime I want. So here it goes. This is, where is happiness? It's somewhere in the tropics or anywhere you want it to be. It's somewhere between the port of appreciation and southwest of gratitude. But no parallels or latitudes or longitudes mark the spot exactly. You don't have to be a navigator to get there. Palm trees, white sand beaches, and beautiful blue waters provide the mystique. Ocean breezes bring the private planes and sailboats in. Passports are not required. Where is happiness, you ask? It's in your mind.
Very nice.
I like that. You got to post that on Facebook. You have to send us a copy.
It's a great way to just, whenever you're feeling down or sad or negative, just to read that and bring you back.
I do. I go to the tropics often.
When I'm
in Vegas.
when I'm feeling bad and down, I just start thinking about all the things I'm grateful for.
When I'm feeling down, I go to Rating the Rock Vault.
Which is interesting because when I have something wrong with my body, I start saying I'm grateful for my feet and my legs without them. And you know what? It reminds me, one night we were doing the Rating the Rock Vault show, and I was on the side of the stage, and I said, I'm grateful for my hands and my arms. Without them, I couldn't play my guitar, I couldn't feed myself. And Robin McCauley was telling me, look at that lady out front in the front row with the beautiful legs. I go, yes, she's beautiful. She's got beautiful legs. She's really beautiful. I walked out onto the stage to light my fire and looked down at her, and she had no arms.
Wow.
Yeah. So it reminded me to be how grateful I was to have my arms. And when I was coming back from Spain, being on tour, I was being grateful for my eyes, to be able to see the beauty in the world, and the oceans, the forest, and going into full detail. And a blind man walked up, just to remind me how grateful I am to have
It's amazing how that happens.
It's unbelievable how these two things have come to me. So it's an amazing thing where I just go back and start. I think if we were all grateful for every glass of or drink of water we were, I believe the gratefulness that everybody did, nobody would be thirsty. And nobody would be hungry if we said every time we ate something how grateful we were to eat it.
You bet.
Absolutely. And it's all about that mindset and having that mental change within our mind so that we can feel that way. And we do have to take our last break today. And when we come back, we're going to finish up our conversation with Bob Golding and Paul Shortino. You are listening to the Create It Now radio show. Don't forget to find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Dream It, Create It. And we will be right back.
The best television isn't on television. It's on the internet. Log on to realwisdomtv.com for thousands of hours of motivational and inspiring content. On demand, all the time. Unlike network television with its sex, drugs, and rock and roll, realwisdomtv.com provides wellness, wealth, and wisdom. From how to read faster to creating greater wealth, realwisdomtv.com is for you. The learning never stops, and neither does realwisdomtv.com. Log on now to realwisdomtv.com.
From the entertainment capital of the world, listen to On Stage in Vegas on the fourth Thursday of each month at 9 p.m. right here on KLAV. You'll hear interviews, stories, and valuable life and business lessons from performers, producers, and directors who have created success on stage in Vegas and around the world. Join me, Big Magic Al Jensen, and Michelle Roxy Davis as we bring you stories from the stage that are guaranteed to inspire, motivate, and entertain. If you can't make it live, log on to VegasAllNetRadio.com to find show archives and bonus interviews. Either way, we look forward to seeing you on stage in Vegas.
Those who can do. This is Create It Now. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. If you are just tuning in, you have been missing an amazing conversation with Bob Golding and Paul Shortino about gratitude, changing our mindset, using our I am statements, and how what we put out is what we receive back. And if you do want to re-listen to our show from today, we rebroadcast tonight at 11 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. And in a few days, you can find the archive show at our website, www.createitnowmedia.com. So we are talking about gratitude and how what we put out into the world comes back to us, whether it's positive or negative. So why not use the positive, right, guys?
Absolutely.
You bet.
Definitely put the positive out there. And when we finished right before the break, we were just talking about, it reminds me, we were talking about when you see somebody who might be blind, who now reminds you of the sight that we have. And I've been helping out at the Shriners Children's Golf Tournament this week. And same thing, there's been a lot of kids around who have all different problems and issues. Some are missing legs, some have different diseases, and it's just makes me feel grateful for what it is I have and being able to, that they're getting helped as well too. So being grateful for all that.
We're doing a charity event this weekend for the dogs, where actually we got one of our dogs, and Trixie was a rescue, and she's half coyote and Podenco, and my wife has gotten so attached to these Spanish hounds called Podencos and Galgos and Greyhounds, where these dogs are they do atrocities to these animals, and but it's just a reminder how grateful to be to like the little things with the eyes and the lady with no arms at the show. It's a reminder of what we take for granted every day.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I mean, there's so many things we take for granted.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
just want to say I'm grateful for the show today.
I'm
That's my
grateful
gra-
to be here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
To be
grateful to
with
have
the
everybody.
energy that's going on in this room is really
Yeah.
awesome.
We can move mountains.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause
Actually, we will. We are moving mountains.
I am moving.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You are.
The cool thing is gratitude is my attitude.
Yeah,
I like
we
that. Gratitude is my attitude.
We were thinking about a tattoo for Dawn, and I think we just figured it out.
TJ Dakes said
Or-
the attitude of you got to have in your life is the attitude of gratitude.
Right there. Or you can reverse it along. You can reverse it and say gratitude is my attitude or attitude is my gratitude. Either
Right.
way, it
It
works.
works.
It works.
Absolutely. So, Bob, tell us how people can find you, where they can find you, more information about you, and Golden Greeting Inc.
Well, Don, you can go to mygoldengreetings.com. So that's mygoldengreetings.com.
Excellent. Very nice. And, Paul, if people don't know about Rating the Rock Vault, how can they find out more about it?
Well, they can actually go to ratingtherockvault.com or at the LVH hotelandcasino.com, or they can actually go to my website, which would be Paul Short, I-N-O, .com. Paul means little in Latin and humble in Hebrew. So I'm a little humble, short, tiny Italian guy. They really got it
They
to
really
me. You know what I
got
mean? They
that
should have
one,
just called
right?
me Tino. That would have just summed it up, wouldn't it?
Right, that's it. Well, that's why we had to get you a phone book to sit on.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Reach the microphone.
Yes, totally.
Right.
And I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much. And that was with that book was made with love.
Yes.
And I just want to say that show's a great show. We've been out there to see it a few times, and we absolutely love it. We tell everybody to go see it.
Oh, well, thank you.
so-
It is a great journey. It's the history of classic rock. It's the story and the history of classic rock. So anybody out there that it's of all ages. All ages can. We've had anyone from 4 to 94. We had our 94-year-old was Jake LaMotta on the night of the champions, Leon Spink's night.
And Paul, I think this week you have a guest appearance of Lou Graham from
Yes,
Foreigner.
from Foreigner. Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes,
nice.
and we just had John Anderson and Billy Gibbons wants to come to the show, Mr. Sharp Dressed Man, and so does Sammy Hagar want to be a part of the show. So
We were actually talking about Sammy Hagar's manager yesterday, Irving Gazoff.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
my mentor.
Ah.
He was actually my mentor for many, many years, and
very
Just,
successful man.
you think?
a little bit.
Yes.
Just a little. I'm sure he's
He's a
grateful
tough man
for it.
too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I want to thank you guys for coming out today and joining us in studio. We really appreciated having you, so thank you so much.
Well, now I have a quick
It's
question.
been a
though.
slice of heaven.
So if people have questions for you guys, should they forward to us about gratitude or IMs, or is there personal emails or anything you'd like to give out, or a website? Or we can forward them. It
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
sure. You can reach me at bob@bobgolden.com.
And the reason I ask is because we have angels on our show. That's what we call the people that our guests, and we try to get them to be angels. That if somebody is in distress or somebody's having a problem or somebody that needs positive affirmations, that they can reach out to our guests.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like you performing, you give so many people pleasure and stuff like that. So there's a way that we just want to connect. We want
Well,
the community to connect.
You could hit me at Tino Shore 68 at Gmail.
Excellent.
Okay,
Well, thank you
awesome.
guys so much for joining us. And those of you listening, that is all the time we have today. You can re-listen to the broadcast tonight from 11 p.m. to midnight on www.vegasallnetradio.com. And join us again next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where we have more guests and more information to share with you. So don't miss it. We will see you next week. Dream big, take action, and create it now.
Have an amazing weekend.